Overcoming adversity. Today, we're going to be speaking to Vanessa, who has MS. Now, if there's something you need to overcome, no matter what the challenge is, this is the interview you need to listen to. Overcoming adversity starts with taking that first step, acknowledging what you need to do, and then making that change. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Look Good, Feel Great. Tony Mennillo here, director and founder of Better Than Ever. Today, we've got a special guest, Vanessa here. We're talking about overcoming adversity. And has this girl overcome adversity? So Vanessa, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tony.
She's a bit nervous, so we've just got to settle her down a little bit, settle her down. So just to give you a bit of a background, Vanessa's one of our Better Than Ever family members, and she's just recently completed her very first half marathon. And she did that with my wife Lucy, and I tagged along for the ride, which if you want to watch that episode, Facebook Live was, it's on there, and oh my God, that last kilometre was tough. But anyway, let's backtrack a little bit. So tell us, Vanessa, what's the condition that you've got?
I was diagnosed with MS about a bit over 3 years now.
So how did you find out?
I had tingling and numbness in my body, and I put it off for a little while, for a couple of years, and then...
For a couple of years?
Yeah. I just thought it was hormones, body changing, being a woman, having kids. So I just put it all down to that, because the symptoms wouldn't stay, they'd actually go. So I'd get it for a little while and then they'll disappear. So, which later I found out that's a part of MS. Your symptoms do go dormant for a while, but the longer you leave it, the worse it becomes when they have their relapses again. So I got it checked when I couldn't feel my feet. They were all really numb, couldn't wear shoes, but it wasn't swollen.
Wow.
So then went back to the doctor, and she's been telling me for 2 years to go get an MRI scan. I just didn't want to do it because I don't like MRIs, and I eventually did it, and I was diagnosed. And
what was that like?
It was tough, but at least I could put down something that there was something that they could actually see. Wasn't me just making all these symptoms coming and going. And so it was good in that sense. I knew what I was working with, but it was definitely tough to have a diagnosis like that at my age.
Did you suspect that it was
No,
MS? You had
never,
no idea?
Never.
So what did you think it was?
Just thought it was my body. I don't know. It was just going through changes. I had no idea.
Wow.
No.
So when they finally said to you, did anyone say you could possibly have MS?
My GP did say it, but I just dismissed it, because before I had gone back to my normal GP when she was on holidays, I had symptoms in my face, and I'd gone to a doctor because I thought, is it Bell palsy? I thought that's what I had. He goes, no, you've had a mini heart attack, a stroke. I said, this guy's an idiot. And then, because the symptoms went away, so it was, and then I was good for about 6 months. So, yeah, and that's when I went back to your normal doctor.
Yeah, and she
and
said...
then because she saw some test results, and then she goes, you could have MS, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's why she kept, and then I didn't believe her either. So I put off going to the MRI, and I wouldn't go back to her until my symptoms got worse.
So how much worse did they have to get before you decided?
I know. Until I couldn't put shoes on. I had to take my shoes off while I was driving one day because I just couldn't wear them.
Wow.
Because it was numb and tingling, and it was just, yeah.
And that was it?
That was it. I thought, I've got to get myself checked out.
And lucky you did.
Yeah.
But imagine how many people don't.
Yeah. I didn't. I put it off for 2 years. Because MS, your symptoms come and they go. So they go away for a while. So they could go away for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months, a year, and you won't get them again. But the doctor goes to me, he goes, the longer you leave it, the worse it becomes when they come back again. So,
and you found that happen?
Yeah.
So what would the next step be? Let's say you didn't go and you had the numb feet. What would have been the next thing that would have happened?
They would have gone. If I didn't go to the doctors,
then the rest of your legs would have been numb.
Because it was going to different parts of my body. So, yeah.
So it was mainly legs, arms.
Legs, arms.
And you said
feet,
your face.
Hand, and one of my face, it felt like it dropped.
So what was the steps, Vanessa? I mean...
Well, I didn't tell my kids right away. So I just wanted to...
So who'd you tell first?
My husband. I told him... Well, he was there with me when I got my results. So he knew. And then I called my parents.
Was he shocked?
He was shocked, but he's very good. Like he was sort of my calm in the storm. Like he was sort of very good. Like so, he's very supportive. So that was good.
Which you'd expect from your partner.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
you didn't see your kids at all?
Nope, not right away. No, because I just wanted to do a bit more research for myself and what I would tell them, because I don't want them to Google MS and you see all these things, especially my daughters who are teenagers. I wanted to be sure what I was saying and for them to feel comfortable that I'm not going to be one of these people that are going to end up in a wheelchair or I'm going to die of this disease. I just wanted to be just comfortable with it myself, so then I could tell them.
Did you think that was going to happen? End up in a wheelchair and stuff? No. You never thought that doesn't bother you? Or?
Oh, it does bother me, but I wouldn't let myself to think like that, because it won't happen, because I'm going to do everything I can so I won't be like that. So, and even the neurologist goes, look, yes, this is the exact words. He goes, yes, your diagnosis sucks, but in today's modern medicine, the way you are today is the way you're going to stay if you stay on treatment. So 20 years ago, if you were diagnosed with MS, you would end up in a wheelchair, but today, in today's modern medicine, you won't. So that sort of gave me a little bit of reassurance. I just had to do the right things to keep myself healthy so I can get it when the cure comes, that I can be fit and ready for it.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I remember when my cousin Anthony got diagnosed, and mate, that just rocked us.
Yeah.
And he's now, it's been I think 11 or 12 years since his diagnosis, and he hasn't progressed at all. In actual fact, he's fitter now than he's ever been.
Yep.
And I know my wife Lucy had a chat with you. She saw you at IGA where you work, and she found out about you having it. Well, you mentioned
I think I
mentioned
it to her after I found out your cousin Anthony had it, and so then I was quite comfortable. Like I said before, I don't openly talk about my diagnosis because it's just something that I don't do. But if I feel comfortable with someone, I will share if they ask me or they want to know something about me. So, and Lucy made me feel comfortable, and she was talking about Anthony. So then I sort of thought, okay, maybe this can open up the door for something else for me. So I told her I had it.
So had you, because you planned on doing this half marathon.
Yeah.
But you planned to do that after you got diagnosed.
Yes.
So you've been diagnosed for how many years now, you said?
About three, I think. Yes. Right. 3 years.
And then you said, why the marathon? Why the half marathon? What's?
I think Anthony inspired me to do the half marathon, because I thought I couldn't. When I was first diagnosed, my symptoms were a lot in my legs. So every time I used to run, because I used to do a lot of speed work before, like interval training, I used to get all numbness in my legs. So I had to stop training like the speed work. So I had to just focus on the weights. So I just thought to myself, I can never sort of run again. But then Anthony goes, no, like I've just completed a marathon. I thought to myself, well, if he's done that, then why can't I do that too? Like, why can't I start off with, a half? And then I sort of started this book.
Overcoming Multiple Sclerosis cookbook. Yes. There it is. Have a look at it.
And I was like, and then Lucy did mention a book about Professor George
Jelinek.
Yes, I bought his book and I was doing a bit of his research, and I was, because I'm also seeing a naturopath also, as well as my neurologist, and he put me on dairy-free, gluten-free diet anyway, but I've never found any recipes but I was eating meat. So now I'm not eating meat, so I'm a vegan. So, which has helped me tremendously. I feel a lot more alert. I feel a lot more energized. Like coming to the gym in the mornings, like running, I feel good.
So when did you stop eating meat? After you read the book?
After I spoke to Anthony, pretty much.
So you spoke to Anthony, 6 months or so ago?
Yeah.
So prior to that, you hadn't changed your diet at all?
I had phasing out dairy and gluten. I was phasing it out.
And what about your training and all that kind of stuff? Were you training a lot back then?
Not much. I was left to my own devices. I was training by myself, so I didn't have a trainer. So I would say, I'm not going to go today, I'm too tired. So I would make every excuse under the sun not to train. So I would train here and there, but not a lot.
And what were you doing?
Weights.
At the gym?
At the gym.
Then you came and saw us.
Yes. And it all changed.
Game over.
Yeah. But it was good just to get back out there on the treadmill and just do some cardio work, which I sort of thought I could never do again, because I loved cardio work.
Well, and that's the thing. You thought that you weren't going to be able to run.
Yeah.
And after seeing and speaking to Anthony, that motivated you, knowing that someone of a similar illness could overcome it, and there's millions of people in the same situation. Yeah. And that's the thing about overcoming tragedy. your condition, if you've got a condition, might not be MS, it might be something else, but there's always a way of overcoming whatever the condition or whatever the illness or adversity, whatever it is, it can be overcome. You just got to do your research, which is what you did. You got to speak to the right people, which is what you did, and you got to get the right support, which is what you did, and you did all the right things. So you made the decision to do the half marathon, and you started training with Lucy.
So good. That was the best. Lucy's the funniest. This is the best. Made my journey a lot, more enjoyable, the training part of things and doing the marathon. It was good to do it with someone like you said. So it was really good.
How hard was the training?
Oh, it was hard. I'm still finding it hard now, but the longer I'm training, the more Ks I pick up, I'm finding myself getting a little bit better, but it's tough. It's tough.
So give us what's the typical day for you? As in, like your day, exercise, food. Give us a rundown so people can understand. Do you get tired a lot? Do you sleep during the day?
No, I don't sleep during the day. So I get up, I'll come to the gym in the morning at 6, or I'll run with Lucy at 15:15. I'll go home, get my kids organised, get breakfast, get myself ready, and then drop them to school, and then I go to work. So then I finish work about 3, come home. Kids sometimes have sports after school, so I'll take them to sports and get dinner ready, and then bed. So
what's food like?
Food.
Obviously no meat. So
no meat.
What's your iron levels like now that you're not having meat?
They've been pretty good actually.
Have you supplemented at all?
I think yes, I have, because with the stuff that I'm taking with neurologist and the naturopath stuff, I think he's supplemented a lot of the stuff that I'm not putting back into my body, which is the meat. So I'm feeling good. So I eat a lot of veggies, greens, tofu. I eat quinoa, rice, tuna. I'll have tuna. So as a pescatarian, they're not really vegan then, is it? So fish.
You're having your fish.
Yep.
Do you have other fish?
I'll have salmon. I'll have whitefish, tuna.
No eggs?
No eggs. No eggs.
So breakfast is just toast?
I had toast this morning. Sometimes I have, what did I have? Not oats. Something I got from the shop, which is like gluten, vegan and dairy free, which is like a porridge or something? Yeah, something similar to that with almond milk sometimes in the morning.
Okay, so no dairy, no lactose-based milk, no skim milk or any of that stuff, no soy milk, just almond milk.
But if I'm in a hurry, which normally I am, it's just toast, gluten-free toast. Yeah.
And then mid-morning, mid-afternoon?
I'll have a can of tuna.
Mid-morning?
Yeah, I'll eat that.
In the oil?
Yep.
Did you drain the oil out?
Yep.
Okay.
I drain the oil out, yes.
Just straight out of the can?
Just because it's something quick, because I'm working, I can't really have a lot of time. So I'll eat that.
Yeah.
And then lunchtime I'll have tuna again with like lettuce, cucumber, avocado, carrot, and I'll mix it up with a bit of apple cider vinegar and I'll eat that. Sometimes if I'm really hungry and if I've trained, I'll put a bit of rice in there just to make me feel a bit more like I've eaten something, and then that's it. And then
then you pick up your kids from school?
Yeah.
And then you have a snack with them afterwards, or?
Yep, I have a snack. Sometimes it's a bit of chocolate. the dark chocolate that I can eat, which I know Tony doesn't want me to hear that.
Carry on, let's just...
Yeah, or like sometimes it's celery. I actually do. If I'm organised, I'll have celery, carrot. I'll cut it up and I'll just eat it from the fridge if I'm home. And then it's just at nights it's just veggies, tofu. At nights it's just veggies and tofu, really.
Good.
Yeah.
And then nothing after dinner?
No, nothing after dinner.
And you're sleeping well? You're not getting like restless legs or pins and needles or any of that sort of stuff anymore?
No, I'm not.
That's excellent. So they put you on specific medication for you, which you've got to take now for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you get monitored how often? So
I have to get blood tests every 3 months, and then I see the neurologist every 6 months. But I'm seeing my naturopath every 3 months, which I find. And he monitors my bloods and does all these scans and things, which is good.
So what do you tell... Let's say there's other people listening to this, and I'm sure there would be, that have got MS or any illness for that matter, but let's just focus on MS because that's what you've got. What would you say to them in response to them, I can't do it, this is too hard, I've got 3 kids? Because your husband works interstate as well, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. So you're really doing it on your own.
Yep.
Right. So what would you say to someone that's got every excuse under the sun why they can't do it and how they can overcome that adversity? What do you do? What motivates you?
Well, I'm a bit of a competitive person within myself, so I don't like to think that I can't do something. So I'll surround myself with the right people. First of all, you've got to have a good support system, good network, and if like coming to Better Than Ever, like I felt also with Lucy, like, you know, she's sort of supported me. They don't treat me any different because I have an illness. I'm just treated like a normal person, and that's what I like. And like, I don't want to be around people that sort of are negative or are uneducated about the illness, because I don't like when people say, oh, I'm so sorry that you've got this, or you don't look like a person that's got MS. That really does annoy me.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I feel like saying, well, what does a person with MS look like? Like, what do they look like to you? So to me, that's sort of fuel for me to get up and fight and to show people that I am a normal person and I can do anything that you can do.
Good on you.
So, yeah.
And that's not easy to do.
No.
Because you're going to get people, you know, wanting to feel sorry for you because it fulfills their need of, you know, she'll need to rely on me and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So have you ever had to say to some people, look, or just distance yourself with certain people? I have distanced myself. Look, I don't get as much as what I used to, because after the shock factor, because I also didn't tell a lot of people. I wasn't very comfortable to tell a lot of people I actually had it. So the only people that knew were my closest family. So then obviously it filters through that. But did people ring you and approach you and say, hey? No, but some people when you talk to on the streets that find out that I've had it, like people sometimes I don't even know, you don't look like someone that's got MS. So that really used to... Because there's this stigma around. Yeah, like it does. You said, 20 years ago, you'd see someone in MS, with MS, and they'd be, you know, in a wheelchair or something like that. Yes. And you obviously don't fit that description. No. And, you know, like I said, I know my cousin Anthony, who... He's had it now, like I said, over 11 or 12 years, and you wouldn't even know. If you didn't tell anyone, you wouldn't know. But he happily talks about it. Yes. So if someone had MS and wanted to speak to you about it, would you speak to them? Oh, yeah. Now I feel like I'm a little bit more confident within myself and a bit more educated about the actual disease, and I'm sort of progressing well, I think, within myself. So I'm happy to talk about it now. Good on you. Well, I'm doing an interview and everyone's going to hear it. So obviously I've gotten over those fears. So how does it feel? You crossed the finish line. You've done the half marathon. Feel good. Like, I just want to know what the next challenge is. Like you said before, like, you know, I want to do this half at the Barossa, but I want to better myself from what I did wrong. And you're not going to let your illness hold you back? No. That never has. And the chance of it progressing is very minimal, so... I've just got to be on top of it. That's excellent. Yeah. So, anyone looking at you right now saying, wow, I wish I had the strength that she had, or she's got, what can you tell that person? What? To believe in them, within themselves, like, you know, to get up and fight, like, well, that's what that's me as a person. I've always not wanted to let someone give me a scenario and that's it. I've always said, no, I'll do it. You know, I'm going to try. I'm going to fight. You like proving people wrong. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. I like proving people wrong. And you have. Yeah. A lot of people wrong. Just doing this first event has just springboarded you. I can just see a change in you from when you first came in and started training with us to now. That's just amazing. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited about your next, what we call Better Than Ever journey, your next goal, like you said, to do the next half marathon and possibly a marathon next year with Lucian as the buddy system that allows you to do that. So that's great. Been awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Vanessa. I'm really proud of you, and thanks for being a part of our Better Than Ever family. As we always say, and Vanessa's a classic example of this, results start here. Yeah. Everybody deserves to be better than ever. See you next week. Bye.